Hello everyone, new week. Welcome to Rose and Carter Do the JOB. Me, Johnny Rose, the other fellas, Bully Boy Carter. Bully Boy's pick this week. Anyone under the mask, Doink the Clown. I was really excited when you picked Doink the Clown because I fucking love him, I do. Properly.
Yeah, I do. Especially Hill. Hill Doink was fucking fantastic, wasn't he?
Like, even now, when you see a Doink on a fucking indie show, it still fucking pops me. I love it. And like people moan about rip-offs and that, but fuck them, I think it's brilliant. I couldn't look too much into Doink because you just get information for each individual person, can't you? But he first made appearances, the character, in late '92 in WWF, debuted in '93. The WWF history, everybody knows, don't they? You know, he came fucking with a fake arm and the squirting water on people and all that shit. That was the end of '92. Originally, it was Matt Borne, of course. He left the WWF in December of '93, so he only did the year as Doink there. And then it became Ray Apollo.
Yeah.
Who I've seen on like IWCCW and stuff like New Jersey Way. So I don't know much about Ray Apollo, but he was in when Matt.
He's
Borne
the one that does the I think he's the one that actually does the proper appearances as Doink Kenny. He's who like obviously because like when he'd done that fucking awards thing on one of the
some Hall of Fame thing, weren't it?
Yeah, was it the fucking Cauliflower Alley Club, weren't it?
So I really don't know which one, but I've seen in the suit, blue suit.
Yeah.
Skinner, Steve Keirn as well, was started as the other Doink at WrestleMania 9, and then Doink, throughout then. Brooklyn Brawler was Doink on the house shows, just made sense, didn't it? You could have, when they were running two shows, you could have two Doinks, couldn't you? Before the internet, no fucking knew what was anywhere else. He was also a Doink on several of the more recent WWE, I'll say more recent, but, more modern times WWE TV appearances. Dusty Wolf was a Doink in the, NWA little promotions and independents. Ace Darling did one apparently against Scotty the Body in Smoky Mountain in '94. Eugene in 2003 on SmackDown against Chris Benoit. Jeff Jarrett to do some sort of running kind of thing. The Men on a Mission thing and the Bushwhackers at the Survivor Series, that was quite funny. Chris Jericho apparently to ambush William Regal. And there's a couple like still on the independents now that do. TC Reynolds is one, Preston Steele is the other. Wikipedia didn't tell me that. I found that from just general life. But I mean, there's several about. Everywhere's got one, and I think they should. Fucking good on them. So we can watch 4 matches. Any one under the mask, as long as it says Doink with fucking quids in. Where did you start?
I started in '93. 1st of March '93, I think it is, against Coco Beware from Raw.
Yeah, I did the same one.
Is that your first one?
Yeah. This for me was the best Doink could ever be.
Yeah.
As a character, because it was just fucking. It was proper. It was like it was evil. It was the evil clown. The music, the fucking everything about it.
And it's funny because in Bret Hart's book actually says that Matt Borne was so convincing. There was just something very like evil clownish about him as a person. He portrayed that fucking.
I can see that.
And like just looking at his fucking eyes, like it's proper like freaky, like real like heel clownish, like so good.
Yeah, for me, that was definitely the best Doink character. The best. I mean, the babyface thing just became a bit comedic. I still loved it, but it just became a bit comedic. But this, for me, out of the 4, was the worst match of the 4 that I did.
Yeah, it was fucking. There was.
I picked it because I love Coco.
You are sorry.
I picked it because I love Coco. It was like 3rd down on the YouTube list. And I thought, fuck me, I'm jackpot already. Like normally, because I have to go
Yeah.
3 miles down to find a good one. But this was fucking brilliant. I thought, Coco, bosh, Raw '93, Manhattan Center, everything, all the boxes were ticked.
Yeah, yeah,
Good baby face, good venue, good show. Yeah, good
yeah.
year. Turns out, pile of old cack.
Yeah, it was fucked up because, like I mentioned to you earlier, I don't know if Coco was injured going into the match because he was fucking. He had like a little limp going into the match, and then they done.
He didn't look as like baby face, sprightly. They wanted the eyes and the bounce and the arms just weren't there, were they? He was just like
No.
he was just like a lost soul walking to the ring. Fucking.
So yeah, so they done the old jump start, and
Yeah.
I thought, there was nothing from Coco though in the match. He didn't even fucking do one. I don't think he gave him one strike. There was literally nothing from Coco, which was a bit odd because I picked it for the same reason you did. Like I love Coco, and I thought putting them two together, the evil clown against the fucking really competent wrestler, fucking should bang on. Nah, fucking.
I mean, you can sum this up in very few words. Jump start, doink on the leg, fucking home. That was it, wasn't it?
That is basically it. Yeah, he literally it was what 4 or 5 minutes tops.
Yeah. But I saw that it wasn't very long as well, and I thought, yeah, but that doesn't mean it's going to be bad because it's a TV match. There'll be shitloads going on. It's a perfect. Everything about it on paper was brilliant, but like you said, Coco must have been that's the only plausible option. Hurt or drunk. That's what I thought.
Yeah, and I guess they were like making Doink look fucking good. They wanted to make Doink look good anyway, but I just think that Coco at that point in his career was not like not hardly a fucking the top name, but he wasn't a Danny fucking Smith that would just what I mean. He was still a fucking someone, and there was just nothing.
For me, the greatest part of the entire thing was the commentary was Macho Man Vince and this dude as Elvis, right?
Yeah.
The best thing was when Elvis said, "I used to watch him on Different Strokes."
I've wrote that here. I've actually wrote it down here. I forgot to mention it actually. Yeah, Elvis.
Yeah, it was worth watching it just for that line because it was fucking funny. But they were plugging Doink against Crush for WrestleMania, which was his 1st of March, so we weren't far away, less than a month away. But yeah, it was the jump start, shitload on the leg, and then the stunt puller, which is a fucking good move, isn't it?
I like it, yeah.
Like Coco's on his arse, facing away, legs over the edge, pull the other. It looks fucking painful.
And also, it's a proper fucking. It sounds silly, but it's a very like clown-like move to do, if that makes sense, because it is a bit comical. Even though it will fucking hurt, it's still quite a comedy type of spot, isn't it? Like a comedy move. So it's ideal for Doink.
There was a nice little sort of almost honky tonk man, shake, rattle, and roll kind of neck breaker in there. The crowd didn't buy it at all. They were somber all the way through. But
yeah,
that was it. That was the whole match.
And then they done the fucking. It was quite weird because he's a heel Doink, meant to be really hated and everything, and he was. But then he gets a massive pop when he fucking pies Elvis with a fucking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a good thing for a face to do because obviously, it's a facey kind of thing. But as a heel, I think to do it on somebody else like that, he got a fucking massive reaction. It's probably the loudest they were all match. Like and it was the end of the match.
The last thing I wrote was Coco could not stand, which he just couldn't. He didn't. He didn't. He couldn't. He didn't. But there's nothing else to say on that front, isn't there? Really?
Yeah, it was a big letdown, but I think, like we say, Coco must have been hurt going into it. To be fair.
Yeah, yeah. So what did you do next, then, mate?
My next one was not from. Mine was from like. When did you say he left?
Matt Borne? December. Of
December
93.
That's weird, that because I've got 4th of April 94, and I thought it was fucking Matt Borne, but it fucking looked like him, and he was heel, and that's what made me think. I was like, I didn't know he was there that late, so maybe.
So either the dates on YouTube are wrong, or the fucking info on Wiki's wrong, isn't it?
He just looked fucking. It looked very Matt Bourne-ish. So when Matt Bourne left, like he was heel, like heel Doink.
Yeah. By the sound of it, Matt Bourne left. Skinner took his place. Then, when he became a babyface, it became Ray Apollo.
Right. Okay. So this.
I'm not 100% struck on that, right? But from what I can make out on the wiki.
So it was Skinner before Apollo.
Yeah, because Skinner from WrestleMania 9, it was Skinner
That's
and
right. Yeah.
in double thing.
Yeah. All right. It could have been Skinner doing this one then, but I was convinced it was Bourne. He looked fucking identical to Bourne, but
Skinner, and he's a very convincing, fucking evil-looking bastard. So maybe.
Right.
But
So anyway, yeah. This was against Bob Backlund.
Right.
Not a massive Bob Backlund fan, but I thought, it's a total fucking couldn't get any two opposites, could you, than these two? So I thought I'd give it a go on. It was actually all right, to be fair. Really good finish, like very good finish. So like when Bob's coming out, 94, he would have been new back to the WWF at this time, wouldn't he? And the fans weren't fucking really into him. Like here, they were cheering him, but I think there was quite a few boos as well. They were like, like his fucking time has passed type thing, like he's not fucking what we want to be seeing, But anyway, they start off with Doink refusing the handshake. Fucking Doink tries to go for like tie-ups with Bob, who just avoids them, goes under his arms kind of thing.
Just
Doink,
that likes to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Doink tries to he tries to grab him a couple of times. Then finally Doink does grab the leg. Fucking it's hard to explain, but he grabs Bob's foot like as if he's going to go for a single leg takedown, but he grabs the foot and like lifts it quite high up, so it's kind of like on Doink's chest almost. But then Bob turns it into like a monkey flip. He jumps up and fucking, which looked pretty nice to be fair. And then Bob does that fucking leg sweep that he does, like fucking, and Doink takes a massive bump. It looks like it wouldn't fucking knock over a fucking Lego house, but he does that fucking, little leg sweep and fucking, he must have strength in them arms.
He was apparently deceptively strong, though, weren't he, Backlund?
He was actually. I remember Bill Eadie saying, when he worked with him, he says he was literally one of the strongest person he'd ever fucking been in the ring with. Freakishly strong. He didn't look it, but yeah. Does the leg sweep? Doink fucking goes like feeds around. So Doink's on all fours now. And fucking Bob does the exact same thing, like just staring at him on all fours, like they're about to fucking have like a dog fucking fight go on in or something, just like staring at each other there. They get up, they fucking tie up. Doink goes for a slam. This was a pretty cool spot as well, actually. So they tie up. Doink goes for the body slam. Bob goes down his back. Fucking runs him into the ropes for like a waistlock roll up. Fucking Doink holds on. Bob goes down to the back of Doink's legs as if he's going to go for a schoolboy. And then as Doink's struggling, Doink just fucking takes his foot and just fucking chokes Bob, like with his, like with his throat on the like mat. So I'd never really seen that before, to be fair. He's going and just literally fucking, he just blocks the schoolboy with his foot on fucking Bob's head, basically, and just chokes him. And that's the cut off, which looked pretty neat, to be honest. That starts the heat there. Fucking neck breaker by Doink. They go into a commercial, come back, and they're outside the ring. Doink fucking rams Backlund into the apron with his back. They get into the ring, slam by Doink. Doink goes to the top rope, jumps off, and Backlund sticks his boot up, gets him right in the schnoz. Backlund's in control now. He does the fucking like Doink's on the floor, and he does, when you fucking just scrape your foot across the face, like on the floor, like fucking does that on Doink. It's a bit heelish, but yeah. Then he gives, we're going into the finishing sequence now. The finish is really good. So Backlund hits a slingshot on Doink, who goes into the corner. Boom. He go a little bit more, then he goes for another slingshot into the corner. So he hits Doink again with a slingshot into the opposite corner. Fucking this time, Doink staggers out, and then fucking Backlund does the waistlock roll up out the corner, but
bridging over.
You are.
Does he do the bridge over as well?
No, he didn't actually do the bridge. What happened was, so as he's fucking slingshot him into the corner, fucking Doink came to the ring with the umbrella. Right. So as Doink's in the corner, he grabs the umbrella. Backlund runs in with a waistlock roll up. So as he's done the waistlock roll up, he's sitting on him. 1, 2. But as you're sitting on his fucking ass, for the cover. 1, 2. But as he does it, fucking Doink's got the umbrella. Fucking boom! On the back of the bonds. Fucking splits the umbrella right open. Gets a DQ there and then. But I thought it was fucking really good finish. It was quite it almost went a bit wrong because he'd done the waistlock roll up that looked spot on. But as he'd done it, Doink kind of dropped the umbrella. Well, the umbrella ended up about a foot away from Doink. So as he's doing it, fucking Doink's trying to fucking grab it. And he does get it, but about another few inches, it'd have been fucking short and it would have fucked up the finish. But it was good though. It was probably the best one of the 4, I'd say. This match, yeah, it was all right.
Sweet. My next one, still to this day, is one of the best matches I could ever possibly have wished for. It's not the full match, and I'll tell you for why, because the original is 35-40 minutes long, and I just didn't have the fucking time to watch it all. But I found a highlight version, which I was really pleased about. 17th of December 94, from the Catch Wrestling Association in either Germany or Austria, not sure which one this is from, but they did both, against Fit Finlay. And this is Steve Keirn. It's for a championship of some description that Finlay has. This version is from the S4C Welsh Wrestler TV show. It showed a lot of the Austrian German stuff as well. So it's got Welsh commentary on it, and Bryn Fon, the commentator, is next to the ring sort of thing, doing his introduction to the show. It was only a 30-minute show anyway, so it's ideal with the highlights, isn't it? Bryn Fon next to the ring, kind of introducing the show. Finley's on the way to the ring, and he fucking the promo there, and he says, "Watch what I do to this WWF clown." Brilliant. Bryn Fon and Orig Williams on the commentary, can't understand a word of it, obviously being Welsh. It's in rounds, this one, but it cuts several rounds out, being just the highlights. So round 1, Finlay straight on the arm, Doink with a drop toe hold, works the leg a little bit, Finlay to the ropes. There's a stare down. It's proper intense, this shit. Doink, there's no way Doink is a fucking comedic fucking wrestler in this. This is fucking this is wrestling. Just with a wig on, you know what I mean? There's nothing fucking, Doink's not to be laughed at here. This is proper fucking intense Doink. Finlay with a nerve hold. Doink drops to his knees, through the legs, trips Finlay. Brilliant. Finlay somehow gets out of that, takes Doink's leg, toe and ankle hold on. Doink gets a chin lock out of that. Finlay arm drags him out of that and holds the arm. Doink reverses it. Finlay with a drop toe. Finlay gets round the back for a bow and arrow. A little bit of mat wrestling going on. Finlay exchanges arms to leg. That's the end of the round there. At this point, they're both very sort of villainous in not their cheating, but their aggressiveness sort of thing. So it's hard to wonder, who's a babyface, who's a villain, or is it just a wrestling match? Being European, it's not unusual. So the end of the round, in the break, Finlay jumps Doink on his way to the corner. So that gets a fucking big pop, right? So I'd have thought at this point, Finlay's the villain, but it did get a big pop. So is Doink the villain? Still not sure, but it really doesn't fucking matter. Doink selling the shit out of getting popped there. The next round is round 3, so it misses 2 out. Finlay jumps Doink at the start of the bow. Doink fucking blocks one, spits water at him, at Finlay, posts him, hip toss. Finlay holds the top rope. Fucking Doink pulls him off. Big fuck off slingshot. Over the top rope goes Finlay. Back in, test of strength. Doink goes straight into a monkey flip from the test of strength. And then there's a load of pin exchanges there. That's the end of that round. And then we go into round 7 then. So it's missed quite a few out, but, it's highlight. At this point, they're very cagey. Like, fucking just sort of touchy, fucking, it's clearly been an even match, right? Doink puts Finlay into the buckle. Fucking runs his eyes across the top rope. Slam, knee, head to the mat. It's all Doink this round, really. Finlay sours to the apron. Doink goes out, chest on the apron, all that shit. There's a table there, fucking head into the table. Doink sets a table up next to the ring and throws Finlay into it twice. He gets a yellow card from the referee for that. Doink is in charge at this point, which is against Finlay, right? I've been watching Finlay since I was fucking, 6, 7, 8 years old, and I've never seen him fucking dominated for this long, ever. Do you know what I mean? So it's really rare to see somebody like take charge to this extent. There's a few pin attempts. That fucking brilliant one with like half Nelson and you hook the other leg and roll him over. Like Horowitz used it as a finish at one point. Doink does some sort of, like at the end of the round, Doink does some sort of shouting at the crowd and throws water on them. And then we're into round 8. Straight off, fucking 2 clotheslines from Doink. Off the ropes into a sleeper goes Finlay. Finlay drops to his arse like a chin breaker. Finlay's up, fucking tombstones Doink, and we're home. But fuck me, what a match that was. It's a real shame that the full version of this match is only like a camcorder one.
Yeah.
It's the good quality version is just the highlights of it. It's fucking hell of a match. And after 8 rounds and they're 5 minutes apiece over there, one fall, 5 minutes apiece, 8 rounds, what's that? It's 40 minutes. And they're still fresh as a daisy and fucking, look like they could go another fucking, 10. And it's been high intensity fucking, they're not pulling no shit. Fucking brilliant. Love that one. Always have. I first saw it on Wrestlo TV when I used to tape it on S4C, the Welsh channel.
Yeah.
And I was fucking, I remember being blown away by it then, but to watch it now, knowing a little more about wrestling than I did then, it's even better. Wicked. Loved it.
I'll have to fucking check that one out, to be honest.
It's a belter. Fucking belter.
Sweet.
What you got now?
My next one is from the 6th of March, 95. Actually saying that. Oh no. 3rd of June, 95.
The other way around.
Well, yeah. It's written the 6th of the 3rd. I've wrote the 3rd of the 6th. It's definitely June because it's a King of the Ring qualifier, and that's in June, isn't it? So
it's Mr. Perfect.
You are?
So it's Mr. Perfect, is it?
No, it's against the roadie.
Oh, I remember one year, I don't know which year, but there was Doink against Perfect, and they had to do 3 King of the Ring qualifiers because the first one was fucking count out, the second one was some other fucking thing. You know, they had to do 3 to actually have a winner.
Oh, was Doink the face on the heel on that one?
Yeah, and I
Oh,
thought maybe that was 93.
I'm thinking it must have been 93 because Hennig was face then, weren't he?
Yeah.
93. So it might have been that.
But I mean, fucking Matt Borne against Kurt Hennig. Push. fucking pornography.
I
They
do. I do.
known each other for years as well from like Portland, wouldn't they?
You're sorry?
You would have thought they would have known each other for years as well from like Portland and stuff before that.
Yeah.
Born and Henning. Anyway, Rhodey, I fucking love Rhodey, me.
Yeah. No, I
I'm
thought
a
this. Eh?
I'm a big Rhodey fan.
Yeah, I don't mind Rhodey. Rhodey's cool. This match was this was okay. It wasn't like great, but it was far from shit as well. It was all right. They start with so now we're on Doink as a face now because the first
Yeah.
2 was heel. So this is from 95. So would this be Apollo then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's October 95, my next one, and it's Apollo.
Right. Okay. So he's got Dink with him, old Doink, and the roadie's got Double J with him. So waistlock takedown at the start by Doink. Roadie gets to the ropes. Fucking single leg takedown by Doink, trying to tie him up a little bit, but Roadie gets the ropes again. They tie up and fucking Doink. I quite like this. They tie up and like from a tie up, usually go into a headlock or usually go into this or that or a fucking arm bar or whatever. Fucking they tie up and Doink just fucking punches him right on the fucking schnoz. Like from the tie up, he just kind of ties up and like releases his right arm, which would be Rhodey's left, just like throws it away and then pop like punches him right in the fucking snout. It looked pretty cool to be fair. Then he gives him a couple of slams, and then he does the old feet on the face, you know, where he jumps on him like a foot either side and just kind of yeah, he does that on Rhodey, and then he does the old fucking head between the knees and jumps up and fucking down, you know.
Powering him.
Yeah, that's the fucker. So he does that. Yeah, then he does snapmare. Then he hits him with the perfect neck snap on Rhodey. So he's selling the fucking neck. Then Rhodey powders there. Rhodey gets back in, tie up, and he takes the ear. Fucking shot off. Doink sleeps. Big old hip oik from Doink. Then Doink takes the head. Doink gets shot off, but it's weird how he does this. I still don't know how the fuck he done it, but like Doink has got the head now. Rhodey shoots him off, but as he's shooting him off, Doink kind of switches it. So Road Dog is shot off. It looked all right. It just I don't know how he fucking done it. I rewound it a couple of times and I still don't know. But yeah. So anyway, so Road Dog's the one fucking running now. Doink ducks his head down. I don't know what the fuck Road Dog was doing, but like Doink ducks, and Rhodey's like goes to grab his hair or his wig, but he like I don't know if he was meant to like do the old face buster thing, like throw his face into the ground, but as he grabs his hair, he just changes his mind, takes a step back, and then just like kicks him up. So he gives him like. I thought it just looked a bit odd. Even the commentators picked up on it. They were like, "Oh, he had a change of fucking." Like he said, he attempted to grab his hair or something like that. But I don't know what the fuck. We ended up kicking him up instead. So yeah, he kicks him up. Doink gets whipped off the rope, hits a sunset flip for the 2 count. Then Rhodey gets back in control. Back suplex by Doink. Doink ends up back in control. And we're getting towards the end now. So after the back suplex, fucking Double J ends up chasing Dink around the ring, like outside. fucking Doink's a little bit distracted, so he runs over to the fucking corner in the ring, like fucking following the action on the outside. And then Rhodey just runs up behind Doink, gives him a knee in the back, and then the schoolboy fucking roll up 3 count, 1, 2, 3. But it was all right, actually. It was probably better than I wrote. It was okay. It was probably better than okay. It just wasn't like a masterpiece of any kind. But no, it was certainly enjoyable. It was fine. Right, so yeah. Right.
Sorry. Mine's not long after this, 16th of October 95, from Raw versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Before Triple H, of course. The Royal sort of, I fuck knows what his gimmick was, really, like an aristocrat kind of fucking, I don't know. But this is like the first match of Raw on that show, and Lawler and Vince are next to the ring, you know, talking about what's happening whilst Triple H is in the ring. They're talking. The main event that night was Isaac Yankem versus Brett in a cage match. Whoosh. This is the Ray Apollo Doink. Slightly different look with the stripy sort of red and blue or red and purple tights rather than the ones with the fucking patches and the stars or whatever that Borne had before. But so anyway, match starts. Triple H takes the head very briefly, then breaks it, saying that he's got makeup on his chest, you know, fucking brushes himself down, does a little bow. Danny Davis, the ref, Danny Davis had what looks like a fucking skinhead. So I don't know what the G was there. It must have been warm. Triple H attempts to do a hip toss, but it's switched. Doink sends him over. Doink holds his nose. It's Triple H, massive nose, isn't it? And then fucking pops his own hand, fucking Triple H styles. Triple H charges at Doink, all pissed off. He gets slammed. Doink does that bow ringer, fucking head between the legs, up and down thing. I think that's pretty cool, to be fair. Doink's playing to the crowd a little bit, turns round, fucking Triple H washing lines him. Kicks fuck out of him then for a little bit, whips him off for an elbow, does another little bow, European uppercut start kind of thing. Post Doink, Triple H runs in, fucking catches the boot. Doink then with a sidewalk slam, misses an elbow. Triple H with a knee, then a suplex, then a very brief chin lock from Triple H, where they talk about Triple H against Fatu at the upcoming Sunday pay-per-view. In your house kind of thing, maybe, do you think? Against Fatu. I can't remember a fucking major pay-per-view against Fatu. Oh, yeah, and it's October. So back in 95, there wasn't really much other than In Your Houses and the regular 5, was there?
Yeah.
Whip, Triple H ducks, Doink small packages. Up they get for a backslide. Doink gets whipped to the corner. He goes up to the middle, over for a crossbody, but he misses. Hunter Hearst Helmsley with a pedigree to send it home. Yeah, it's all right. This, I mean, Triple H, I'm on the shelf with, like, even in his fucking, you know, the height of his fame, he was still like a pound shop Harley Race to me.
He was never, to me, I would never like, with Triple H, I think he was like technically sound. He was all right, and he obviously trained with Kowalski, didn't he? That's where he like came through and that. But to me, I don't want to like, I don't put him up there with like the all-time greats. I know a lot of people disagree because of everything he's done, but I
shit on him because I think he's great, but I don't think he's of that level. You know what I mean? But I understand why more modern wrestling fans think he is, because they've not really got a lot to fucking compare him with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think
he's the best bad bunch, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put him up there. Like, if I was to name my top 30 matches, he wouldn't be in one of them.
No,
like,
no one.
So that's why I don't put him up there, because I mean I've been a wrestling fan for fucking many years, so I've seen him basically come in and now towards the end, and I don't recall. There's been some. I loved like his triple threat with Benoit and Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 20. I thought that was really good. But generally, no, like match
But
wise,
like I said, I'll never shit on him. He's not bad at all whatsoever in any way. You know, and if you had to put a time frame on it, you know, if you say pick your top fucking 20 wrestlers from 2000 onwards, it'll have to be in there.
oh yeah,
But
he'd probably be fucking. He'd probably be quite high up on that list.
but because we're fans of what I see as real wrestling, when there were actual fucking greats, like,
Yeah,
you can't put him in that list. But I can see why people now do, because
yeah,
he is the Ric Flair of that era, and he is the Harley Race of that era. You know what I mean? He
yeah.
is that, but of a different generation to ours.
Hmm.
You know, but no, it was. I enjoyed this. Good, yeah.
All right.
Right, you got one more.
Yeah, my last one is actually from the 23rd of July, 2012,
Lovely.
against Heath Slater.
Ah,
So this was apparently 3 weeks until the 1000th episode of Raw. So this
right.
was on Raw, and I don't recall this time. I watched a bit of wrestling back here, but not like regularly. I don't recall this. So there's doing like they're showing different episodes. They must have been doing something where Heath Slater, because they're doing the whole 1000 Raw thing, he was coming out, I think, week after week, slating like old wrestlers, because they showed bits where like Sid came back and people like that, and Piper, he'd done something with Piper and Wendy Richter and all that lot. So he's doing a promo in the ring now, and they don't know who's going to come out, and he's basically says that he's not a clown or whatever. Then that's when Doink comes out, and then fucking, so yeah, he's wrestling Doink, and there's a fucking, it's not a very long match, probably 3 or 4 minutes. Fucking they tie up with Doink putting him in a hammerlock, and then Doink spins him round and fucking slaps him round the noggin. And then Heath ducks a punch, fucking, and then kicks him in the gut. So Doink goes down, then that's heat. And literally, I thought there was going to be more to it than this, but there was a bit of heat. Massive knee lift by Heath Slater, which looked really, really good.
Should have been a finish.
Well, it should have been. Yeah. Doink has a little fight back. He fucking slaps him to the stomach, stomps on his foot, and then gives him a chop. Boom. But Heath gets back in control not long after that. Hits a fucking Doink, takes the fucking Bret Hart style corner in the thing, and then Heath runs and gives him like a fucking massive neck breaker, just like a fucking running, like not a swinging one, just grabs him like a fucking, like a diamond cutter, but like the other way around.
KO backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, hits that, and that's the finish. 3 count, boom. Pretty quick. It was. I think it was the right kind of. I can't fault the match at all. It was nice and short. Doink was a fucking, a star from the past that obviously wasn't going to go over anyway, but they gave him a little bit, and he had the fucking nostalgia and everything going into the thousands Raw, so they had the Doink appeal and made Heath look pretty decent it was fairly convincing, bar the odd little comeback, but it was all right, to be honest. It was enjoyable. Then after the match, DDP comes out and gives him a diamond cutter, Heath, and then I don't know what that was about, but I guess fucking
Another old man, I suppose, isn't it?
well, they're bringing like, yeah, I guess DDP was fucking, he was on Raws and stuff, not quite like to the fucking early Raws, but he did do some shit, didn't he, when he came in from WCW and that, but no, it's okay. You are
With his teeth. when DDP had his teeth. Remember that? Fucking lot of bollocks. My last one, 27th of June 2010, from the EAW promotion in Eden, North Carolina. Know nothing about them, never, nothing. It was just on YouTube. And everyone in the land is going to shit on this. The comments on it shit on it. But for me, I thought it was fucking perfectly acceptable. It was a small independent show in what could only be described as a derelict office block. Like an empty fucking warehouse or fucking supermarket or office. That's looked like where the show was from. There was about 15 people there. But people will shit on that. But every fucking small time wrestler has done a show like it. And if you ain't, then fuck you. Then clearly you're doing something wrong, not us. Very quiet, very grotty. Fucking, it's independent wrestling, right? So it's Doink the Clown, imposter Doink the Clown, don't know who it is, versus Kim Shi, imposter Kim Shi, right? There's some Japanese.
Actually, kimchi. Was he like
kimchi? Like full on kimchi. There's Japanese music for kimchi, the Ugandan, some sort of almost Orient Express kind of music. He's accompanied by a fat masked man. Don't know who he is, but he's fat and he's in a mask. That's all I know. 15 in the crowd, in a bare, empty office. Now Doink comes to the Doink music. He's very skinny, but dressed in full Doink outfit. Makeup, all full garb, but skinny. But hey, he might have lost weight since his WWF days. Can't afford to eat. Right. These two aren't bad at all. If you watch it from the wrestling standpoint and get over the fact that they're wearing suits, it's all right. It's not fucking blow away WrestleMania, but it's all right. They have a go at the comedy bits. They do a bit of wrestling bit. There's fucking, a bit of everything in there. Doink offers the test of strength. Kim Shi goes up with the hand. They do the fucking da-da-da-da. All that shit. Doink stomps on the fingers, on the foot, sorry. Test of strength, look up there. Kim Shi looks up, gets a fucking punch. All 15 at this point are pretty hot. There's 15 there, right? But they're red hot. Now, the idiot wrestling fan. Normally, people outside of wrestling, normally people inside wrestling will shit on this more than people outside of wrestling because they're fucking idiots and don't understand. Those 15 are hot. We watched fucking Raw with Coco Beware, which was a room full of people, maybe 2,000 or 3,000 people in that room, and they were dead as fuck. So these 15 are enjoying it far more than them fucking 2,000 were. Kim Shi takes the head. Off goes Doink. They crisscross. Doink gets out. Kim Shi keeps going. Genius, right? Kim Shi goes out the ring after Doink. Fucking round and round they go. Fucking Kim Shi gives the fucking G to the fat, what's his name, man? Doink sidesteps. Kim Shi and the fat man collide. Fucking brilliant. Back in the ring, Kim Shi to the eyeballs at Doink. Kick, rake of the back, a little bit of heel shit. Doink fires up, Kim Shi back in the eyeballs. Doink does a nice little go behind thing, takes the head and takes control for a little bit. A slam by Doink gets the 2. There's a couple of punches. Doink takes Kim Shi's nose. The referee's like, let go, and he says, make me, so they fucking do the shit. The referee fucking knocks the hand off. Whip reverse, Kim Shi to the Doink to the ropes, Kim Shi with a sleeper. The referee's really fucking good here too. He's loud, his arms are everywhere, it's really good. Doink then gets the crowd behind him as he's failing out the sleeper. Up he gets, couple in the fucking derby. hits the ropes. Kimchi ducks his head. Sunset flip out. Those 15 are happy. They're going to see wrestling again because they'll tell their mates how fucking good this was. I enjoyed it. I fucking love small time wrestling.
You are that?
Fucking I love small time wrestling.
Yeah.
It pleased me, this did. It pleased me. Skinny
Yeah.
Doink and a fucking she. Pleased me a lot. The 35 comments on it say different, you know. All in all, Doink's a fucking winner, in my opinion. I don't give a fuck who's doing it.
What was your favourite one out of the four?
Finley?
Yeah.
Finley. I'll send it in a bit. It's fucking belting. Fucking belting. Absolutely fabulous. What was your favourite? The second one you did?
Yeah, Bob Backlund, I think. Probably.
Who'd have thought that Bob Backlund will be in your fucking
Yeah. It was a weird one. Like, I only chose that because you probably couldn't get any two different fucking wrestlers, could you? Doink and fucking Bob Backlund.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know, a proper clash of styles. No, it was definitely fucking. It was all right. That, you know, a lot better than I thought it'd be. I just like the finish with the fucking umbrella around the back of the bonds. I thought that was fucking good. That.
So we're having the next week off, which means the following Wednesday, not this one coming, but the following Wednesday, we're doing my territory pick of Mid-Atlantic TV. The following Friday, like a week this Friday, we're doing your tag pick of the Beverly Brothers, Destruction Crew, Mike Enos, Wayne Bloom, whatever fucking name you want to call them. Means it's my singles pick the following Monday, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I've had about 15 picks since the last time I picked in my head, and I keep thinking, yeah, we'll do it. And then the next day I think, oh, fuck, yeah, I'll be good. But last night I locked it in, Noel, and I said, right, this is definitely what I'm picking. And some people might shit on it and say, why are you picking him? He's a fucking loser. Or you could watch it from a wrestling standpoint and think, fuck me, you might have lost, but it was fucking fabulous. I'm having a Barry Horowitz day.
All right. Okay.
Because I really don't think it matters who he fucking lost to. It was belting. As a kid in the late 80s, sort of early 90s, if you saw that Horowitz was in the ring, you didn't give a fuck who came through the curtain because you knew it'd be all right.
Yeah, and as far as like the enhancement talent type of gimmick that he had, because you know you knew he was going to lose, he wasn't just a fucking enhancement guy because he had a gimmick, and you remembered. Like, I remembered him you know, when you would watch Superstars and you would see like fucking, you know, like fucking, let's say DiBiase or fucking Beefcake or anyone that was going to fucking squash someone, it would always be against someone that you've never really seen or you're very unfamiliar with. But Barry Horowitz, you remembered him. Like, you know, all these years later, I remember that guy that had the job guy gimmick because that's what he was fucking happening every week. But he was someone that you always remembered. You didn't often remember people like that, but you know.
Horowitz, Brawler, and Sharp.
Yeah.
Are the three WWF people on that list, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
You know what I mean? Even to call them enhancement talent, I think is bullshit because they had full-time jobs.
They did, yeah. I wouldn't mind being a fucking enhancement guy, to be fair.
Isn't it? Like, Mike Sharp took about fucking 3 bumps a year, yet he worked every night. And it was brilliant. You know? Brawler lasted 30 odd fucking years, didn't he?
I love Brawler, I do.
I'm not sure I'd do what he did to keep the job, like, maybe, I don't know. But, and Horowitz, he wasn't just the WWF, he did the WWF to what, maybe 90, and then he was in WCW for a little bit, then back in the WWF, Smoky Mountain. You know, people like that. Like, I remember George South saying it was 1 week, he was on like 3 fucking TV shows for 3 different promotions. You know, he was on Superstars, he was on WCW Saturday night or something, and Smoky Mountain all in the same week on TV, all in the same day on TV or whatever. I mean, how cool is that? Like, you know,
crazy.
Hogan can't say that. Fucking do. Yeah, Barry Horowitz. That's a week next Monday, isn't it? Yeah, 2 weeks today. Week Wednesday, Mid Atlantic. Week Friday, Beverly's. 2 weeks 2 weeks today, Barry Horowitz. Bosh. Right. That's been Doink. See, not Wednesday, the one after.